No power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
I'd like to speak today about vigilance. Those of us involved in advocating for the homeless know that a constant vigilance is required to keep track of abuses by police, coercive policies by city management, and elitist schemes by commercial players. This is not detached, but is in fact an essential moment of the transnational oppression of labor. Marx famously laid out the process by which labor is stripped of the means of self-subsistence, left with nothing but bodies and time to sell to the ownership class. The history of the international workers' movement is the reclamation of space, time, and self-worth for labor and by labor. The effectiveness of the workers' movement so threatened global hegemony of capital that they turned time and again to that form of organized bigotry that we've called fascism. Whether that form of fascism is called National Socialism or neoconservatism, fascism uses fear and hatred to mobilize the masses against the liberation of labor. Whether that's called Hitler or Reagan, both declared war on unions while putting on revolutionary airs. But they're always false. Under the domination of the ownership class, there's only one true revolution, and that is the revolution of labor. So we must be vigilant against the cancer of fascism. We must oppose bigotry, whether it is against race, gender, sexuality, or that condition we call homelessness. The homeless are used against the mainstream to keep the working class in fear, to focus their frustration into the clarion call of ignorance we heard so often in Occupy, get a job. But we cannot get jobs when the ownership class continues to extract wealth from the economy. Instead, we must work at the grassroots to restructure that same economy. We must form alliances between classical union organizations and worker-owned cooperatives. We must use computerization, robotics, and biodynamic farming techniques to reconstruct local production. We must aim to give every person a productive role in society. We must cease the violent domination of the biosphere and merge economics with ecology. Finally, we must exercise vigilance against that most insidious component of the fascist, nationalism. The workers' movement has always been and can only be international. The global explosion of Occupy reminded us of that. Moreover, as the ecological crisis looms ever greater, it is clear that only a global response will dismantle this death machine. Whether we are talking about bigotry against the homeless, biocide against non-human species, or political assaults against unions and cooperatives, it is clear that the ownership class and their sociopathic god capital must be overthrown once and for all. Let this May Day of 2013 be a reminder to us all that we are here on this planet to live and share, and that so long as any living being is treated as a slave, we're all bound by the chains of capitalism. Only united as a species and in harmony with a greater life system can humanity finally throw off the shackles of domination. For tomorrow is present today if only we have the eyes to see it. Thank you.
Thank you.